This is Shamwana Shanya Aishar Kaya HaPasach. Exodus 12 for the Passover. Exodus 12 and 1. Waya Amar Yahweh al Mashah wa al Aharon Ba'aratazah Matazarim la Amar.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying,
Ha Chadash Hazal Lakam Ra'ash Chadashim Ra'ashwan Hawa'ah Lakam La Chadashya Hashanah.
This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Debarwa al verse 3. Debarwa al Khan Adatha Yasha'ala la Amar Ba'ashar la Chadash Hazah Wayacha Laham Ayash Shah Labayah Abba Shah Labayah.
Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of the month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
Verse 4. Wam Yama'ath Habayath Mayawath Masha Walakwak Hawa'ah Washakanwa Hakorab al Bayathwa Bamakasah Napashath Ayash Lapaya Akawa Thakasawa al Hasa.
And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make you your count for the lamb.
Verse 5. Shah Thamayim Zakar Bun Shana Yahya Lakam Maha Kabashim Waman Ha-Azayam Tha-Kwakwa.
Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Verse 6. Wa Haya Lakam La Shamarath Ad Arabai Ashar Yawam La Chadash Hazah Wa Shachatwa Athawa Ka Ahal Adat Yasha'ala Bayan Ha-Arabium.
And you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Walakwakwa Man Hadam Wanathawa Wanathanwa Al Shatha Hamazawath Wa'al Hamashkawat Al Habathim Ashar Ya'akawa Athawa Baham.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat it.
Verse 8. Wa'akawa Atha Habashar Balayala Hazah Tazaya Ash Wamatazawath Al Mamarium Ya'akal Hawa.
And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Verse 9. Al Tha'akawa Mamanwa Na Wabashah Mabashah Bamayim Kaya Am Tazaya Ash Ra'ashwa Al Karayawa Wa Al Korabwa.
Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof.
Verse 10. Wala'ah Thawa Thayarwa Mamanwa Ad Bakwar Wahanathar Mamanwa Ad Bakwar Ba'ash Thasharapwa.
And you shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning you shall burn with fire.
Verse 11. Ha-kaka tha'akawa atha mathanyakam hagarium na'ayat na'al yakam baragalyakam wa makwalkam bayadkam wa akaltham athawa bachapazawan pasak hawa la Yahweh.
And thus shall you eat it, with your loins girded, with your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover.
Verse 12. Wa ibarthia ba'arataza matazarium balayala hazah waha kaya thayakal bakar ba'arataza matazarium ma'adam wa'ad bahama wa bakar alahaya matazarium a'aisha shapatim anya Yahweh.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh.
Verse 13. Wa haya hadam lakam la'a tha'al habathim ashar atham sham wa ra'athya wa ra'ayathaya atha hadam wa pasak thea alcom wala a yahaya become nagap la mashakyath ba hakathya ba arataza matazaria.
And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses wherein you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
Verse 14, Wahaya hayam hazalakam la zakarwan wa chagtham athawa chag la yahawa la derathyakum hakwath iwalam the chaghawa.
And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
Shaba'ath yamyam, verse 15, Shaba'ath yamyam matazawath tha'akawa ak bayawam hara'ashwan tha'shabayathwa sha'ar mabathyakum kaya ka akal hamataza wanakarath hanapash hahawa'a maya sha'ala mayawam hara'ashan id yawam hashabaya.
7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
16. Wa ba yawa hara ashwan makara kwadash wa ba yawa hashabayaya makara kwadash yahaya lakam kal malaka la'a ya'asha baham ak ashar ya'akal lakal napash hawa'a labadwa ya'asha lakam.
And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Verse 17. Wa shamaratham atha hamatha zawath kaya ba'atazam hayawam hazar hawatazath thaya atha tazaba'awath yakam ma'arataza matazarium wa shamaratham atha hayawam hazar ladarath yakam hakwath iwalam.
And you shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
18. Barashan Ba'arabai Ashar Yawam Lachadash Ba'arab Tha'akawa Matazath Id Yawam HaChasad Wa Asharyam Lachadash Ba'arab.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
Verse 19. Shabbat Yamyam Sha'ar Babathyakum Kaya Ka Akal Mahamatazath Wanakarath Hanapash Hahawa'a Ma'idat Yasha'ala Bagar Waba Arazak Ha'arataza.
7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Verse 20. Call Mahamatazath La'a Tha'akawa Bakal Ma Bashabathyakum Tha'akawa Matazawa.
You shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall you eat unleavened bread.
Verse 21. Waya Kara'a Mashal calls Zaquanya Yasha Allah, Waya Amar Alaham Mashakwa Wahakwa Lakam Taza'an La Mashapakath Yakam Wa Shachatwa Yapasak.
Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take your lamb according to your families and kill the Passover.
Verse 22. Walakwaktam Agadath Azawab Watabaltham Badam Ashar Basak Wahagaitham Al Hamashkwawak Wa Al Shathya Hamazawath Manhadam Ashar Basak Wa Atham La'a Tataza'awa Ayash Mapathak Bayathwa Ad Bakwar.
And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel, and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning.
23. Wa ibar Yahweh lanagap ath matazarium wa ra'a atha hadam al hamash kwapa wa al shathya hamazawath wa pasak Yahweh al hapathak wa la'a yanathan wa la'a yathan hamashakyath la laba'a ath bathyakam lanagap.
For Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the side and the 2 side posts, Yahweh will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you.
24. Washamaratham atha hadabar hazal lachak laka walabanyaka ad awalam.
And you shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever.
Verse 25. Wahaya kaya thaba'awa al ha'arataza ashar yathan Yahweh lakam ka ashar dabar washamaratham atha ha'ibada hazath.
And it shall come to pass, when you be come to the land which Yahweh will give you, according as he hath promised, that you shall keep this service.
26. Wahaya kaya ya amarwa al yakam banyakam ma ibada hazath lakam.
And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service?
27. Wa amartham zabak pasak hawa la Yahweh ashar pasak al bathya banya yasha Allah ba matazarim banagapa atha matazarim wa atha bathyano hatazayaw wa yakwad ha'ain wa yashath chawa.
That you shall say in this, Salakia, that you shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahweh's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. And the people bowed their head and worshiped.
28. Waya lakwa, waya ashar, banya yasha Allah ka ashar, tazawa Yahweh atha masha wa aharan kan ashar.
And the children of Israel went away and did as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
29. Wayahaya bachatazaya halayala Yahweh haka kal bakar ba'arataza matazarim mabakar parai hayashab al kasawa ad bakar bakawar hashabaya ashar babaya habar bahama.
And it came to pass that at midnight Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle.
Verse 30. Wayakwam parai la yala hawa'a wakal abadyawa wakal matazarim wathahaya tazikwa gadala bamatazarim kaya ayan bayath ashar ayan shammath.
And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead.
31. Waya kwara la masha wala aharan la yala waya amar kwawamwa tazawa mathawak amya gam atham gam banya yasha'ala walakwa abadwa atha Yahweh kadabarkam.
And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get ye forth from among my people, both you and the children of Israel, and go serve Yahweh as you have said.
32. Gam tazankam gam bakwarkam kwakwa ka ashar debartham walakwa wabaraktham gam athaya.
Also take your flocks and your herds, as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also.
33. Watha chazak matazarim al ha'aim la mashar la shalakam man ha'arataza kaya amarwa kalnawa mathayam.
And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people, that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men.
34. Wayasha ha'aim atha batazak wa taram yachamataza masharatham tazarath ba shamlatham al shakam.
And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders.
35. Wabanya yasha ala aisha kadabar masha wa yasha awa mamatazarim kalya kasap wa kalya zahab wa shamla.
And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment.
36. Wa Yahweh Nathan Atha Ha'aim Ba'ayanya Matazarim. Wa Ya Sha'awam Wa Ya Natazawa Atha Matazarim.
And Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians.
37. Wa Ya Sa'aiwa Banya Yasha'ala Ma Ra'aimas Sakath Kasa Ma'awath Allah Regalia Hagabarim Labad Matah.
And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, beside children.
38. Wagam Irab Rab Ila Atham Wataza'awa Wabakwar Makwana Kabad Ma'ad.
And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle.
39. Waya Apawa Atha Habatazak Ashar Hawatazaya Awa Mamatazarium Igath Matazawat Kaya La'a Hamataza Kaya Garashwa Matazarium Mama Matazarium Wala'a Yakawa Lahatha Hamama Wagam Tazada La'a Aisha Laham.
And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt. For it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt, and could not tarry. Neither had they prepared for themselves any victual.
Verse 40. Wamashab Banya Yasha Allah Ashar Yashabwa Bamatazarim Shalashim Shana Wa Arabai Ma'awath Shana.
Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years.
41. Wa Yahaya Makwataza Shalashim Shana Wa Arabai Ma'awath Shana. Wa Yahaya Ba'atazam Hayawam Hazath Yataza'awa Kataza Ba'awath Yahweh Ma'arataza Matazayim.
And it came to pass at the end of 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the hosts of Yahweh went out from the land of Egypt.
42. La Yal Shemarim Hawa'a La Yahweh La Hayataza Ya'am Ma'arataza Matazayim Hawa'a Haya La Yala Haza La Yahweh Shemarim La Kal Banya Yasha'ala La Daratham.
It is a night to be much observed unto Yahweh for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yahweh to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generations.
43. Waya Amar Yahweh Al Masha Wa Aharon Zat Hakwa Hapasat Kal Ban Nakar La'a Ya'akal Bawa.
And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof.
44. Wa Kal Ibad Ayash Makona Kasap Wa Maltha Athawa Azah Ya'akal Bawa.
But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof.
45. Thawashab Wa Shakayar La'a Ya'akal Bawa.
A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof.
46. Babayat Achad Ya'akal La'a Thawataza La'a Man Habayat Man Habasar Bashar Khawataza Wa Atazam La'a Thashabarwa Bawa.
In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall you break a bone thereof.
47. Ka Adath Yasha Allah Ya'asha Athawa.
All the congregation of Israel shall keep it.
48. Wakaya Yagawar Athaka Gar Wa Aisha Pasak la Yahweh. Hamawal lawa kal zakar wa azah. Yakorab la ashathwa. Wahaya ka azarak. Ha'aratiza wa kal haral. La'a ya'akal bawa.
And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to Yahweh, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
49. Tawara achat Yahaya la azarak walagar hagar bathawakam.
One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that is sojourneth among you.
50. Waya ashawa kal banya yasha ala ka ashar tazawa Yahweh athamasha wa'ath aharan ka ashar.
Thus did all the children of Israel, as Yahweh commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
51. Wayahaya ba'atazam hayawam hazah hawa tazaya'a hawa tazaya'a Yahweh atha banya yasha ala ma'arataza matazayim al tazaba'atha.
And it came to pass the selfsame day that Yahweh did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.